Bonds. Okay. The bonds that tie us closer to get. What? Hold on, this is not. Wait, who? How? When? What's going on? What? Suicide? In the refreshing next morning, the next thing I heard, in complete contrast to the sunny blue skies, was something quite dark and heavy. Who? Naala! Please, I need to know. As soon as I heard it, I felt all the blood in my body drop down to my feet. I staggered, and Touya supported me while clarifying.
Not suicide. It was attempted suicide.
Attempted. I felt a little bit of relief and exhaled. Upon hearing more, apparently a woman who was standing behind Shalu yesterday tried to commit suicide. Yeah, I was wondering why they brought so much attention to her. Okay. So she tried to commit suicide. Did she also fall in love with a Nasla man and was like, oh god, I need to destroy myself? Perhaps feeling sensitive, she may have looked at me and Solana and started to think in a negative way. Looking at things differently, that happy scene could be interpreted as despair. I was so focused on Shalu that I didn't notice anything else. I wonder if everyone feels like they're betraying themselves. That might cause them to panic and despair. Yesterday, I never imagined I'd wake up to this kind of news today. Feeling pathetic at my own carelessness, I bit my lips.
I heard that, fortunately, they were able to treat her in time, and her life is no longer in any danger.
But then, won't she be forced to marry? As they'll think she has no intent on getting married herself?
No. I was able to act quickly and pass it off as her being treated for an accident. As the official story. I am worried about her, but in the current state, we can't afford to give the opposition any fuel for their fire.
I see. Yeah. Thanks. Are you okay?
Yeah. Ugh.
His response had a vagueness to it that was unlike him. Touya must be pretty shaken up as well. He might be pretending to be calm for my sake. Worried, I looked into his eyes, and Touya withdrew physically as if to run away.
Ah, I forgot to mention, but from today I'll be working in a different room for a while.
His voice and face were cheerful, but I felt something was off. It was like he was looking at me, but focusing on something completely different. Or he wasn't looking at me at all. Oh? What's wrong?
I've been busy with official duties lately. I just wanted to immerse myself in my research for the first time in a long while. Don't worry about it. Please, go about your regular business.
He turned around before I could reply. Underneath his gentle voice, his back seemed to reject everything. He wasn't looking for sympathy or pity. Ah. As he disappeared from the other side of the door, I could see for a moment that his fists had turned white, the color of the blood having drained from them from being clenched too tightly. Touya. Touya had always felt guilty over having to kidnap us women. This incident probably only amplified those feelings, and now he's blaming himself. I mean, both of these are kind of the same. Like, it's inevitable because of the situation. I mean, it's true. He does have some responsibility. He is the king. The situation wouldn't have happened if he hadn't taken all these women here. There is some responsibility on his part. It's not wrong for him to feel responsible, so... I feel like we gotta go with this. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, you shouldn't minimize his feelings on it. It is He has a right to feel that way. There is some legitimateness to that. Legitimateness? I don't even know if that's a word, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. It's valid. As the king, Touya does have some responsibility for this, but I know that he is working very hard to try and return us to our homes. Shalu would think me naive for thinking like this, but knowing how desperate he is, I don't feel like blaming him anymore. I wonder if he's really okay. Given that condition, it seems like he'd work endlessly without rest or sleep. Yeah, he might also be removing himself from you because he's like, well, if someone from your homeland feels this strongly, you must absolutely despise me. So I'm just gonna remove myself from your presence because If he's feeling heartbroken, he should just say so. Trying to play it off with a smile just makes me worry about him more. We're allies, right? If so, then depend on me. You idiot? You dummy? My seemingly dependable yet clumsy ally. He has a tendency to try and take on everything by himself. Good morning, Her Majesty. Good morning. I look down at the ice-cold part of the bed next to me. Since this is the king's chambers, it's excessively wide for just one person. He didn't come back again. I have prepared breakfast. What are your plans for today? Well, I'll figure that out after I eat. Speaking of, I wonder if Touya is eating. Has Touya finished eating? No. Uru's expression becomes cloudy as he answers. From the look on his face, I'm certain that I hit the mark. Touya is probably locked up in his room and not eating properly. I understand him wanting to rush things along, but if he collapses, then who is going to fulfill his wishes? I tried not to interfere, but I've hit my limit. If I don't do anything, he really might die. Then I'm going to take his breakfast to him. Her Majesty, that sort of thing should be... I can't have Touya starving himself to death. So please, let me do this. I understand. I shall make the preparations, so please wait a moment. Thanks. Good, Uru. Touya? The room I was led to, that Touya uses when he wants to lock himself away, was in a dimly lit basement. The sound of knocking on the door echoed in the cold, lonely hallway. He's gotta be in there, right? He might be asleep. I carefully peeked inside so that I didn't flip over the tray I was holding. I think he should be able to eat this much at least. I fixed my grip on the tray as the warm soup on top of it wavered. This was Uru's thoughtfulness, as something cold would sap him of his vitality. Touya? Oh, well, this is a new room. I like the purple. Very cute. I wanted him to eat it while it was still hot. Thinking that, I took a step towards him. What? Good morning, Touya. I came to bring you breakfast. I see. Leave it there. You're not gonna eat it? I'll eat it later. Given the long pause, I could tell that he probably wasn't gonna eat it. Touya kept moving his hand, not once glancing my way. That's pretty rude, not gonna lie. Nice. He's beat. He seems to be really exhausted. Maybe he can't afford to devote himself to anything other than his research. But I'm increasingly worried about him, giving that response that's not like him at all. At this rate, he could keel over at any minute. He looked ghastly as he worked at the desk with all his might. He would write something, then occasionally mix some medicine-like fluids together. And it looks like he's lost a bit of weight. How long has this been going on for? His cheeks also look a bit sunken in. How long has this been going on for? Ugh. He lets out a heavy sigh, raises his face, which seems to be in a hurry for something, and then goes back into his work. Repeat. I was reluctant to disturb him, but in the end I couldn't just sit here and watch this. I called out to him. Touya.
You're still here.
He jumped up, seemingly having forgot that I was still here. But then he returned to his desk almost immediately. You have to get some rest sometime.
I know that.
Do you really? You look like you could fall over right now.
I'm fine.
I understand why you're rushing, but you won't get anything done if you overdo it.
I'm not overdoing it.
You're definitely overdoing it. If you're exhausted, you won't be able to do your kingly duties.
I said I'm fine!
The plates on the desk made a clamoring noise. Touya appeared not to care as he ground his teeth so vigorously I thought his molars might turn to dust. It's like the angriest he's ever gotten.
If I have to sacrifice sleep in order to find this cure, then so be it!
His yell reverberated through the room as he interrupted me. Touya, scratching his head and writhing, was far from his usual mild appearance. The man there was not a hero, but a terribly anguished, flawed human being. Were you doing this in all the other routes when you were figuring out the cure? 'Cause sheesh, man.
Oh, I have to find the cure. I have to get the women to trust me. I have to keep up appearances as the king.
You're working plenty hard.
Anyone can work hard.
Then why don't you try dividing up some of your duties?
If I don't do it, who will advance my plans? I have very few supporting allies, and even among them, there are those who laugh, saying that it's pointless. That's why I have to do this on my own.
Even with him yelling at me like this, I didn't feel like getting angry with him. Then his yell started to feel more like cries, and I felt sad. I could feel that he was up against a wall and hitting his limits. I could feel his pain.
I have to do something.
Touya's shivering body finally collapsed. His knees hit the floor as he pounded on the floor with his clenched fist in anguish. Touya. As blood began to drip from the fist he pounded the ground with, my goodness, dude. I could no longer just stand by and watch. I sat down beside him, gently putting my hand on his as it turned red.
Oh.
He finally seemed to realize his own actions. He's like, I'm sorry you had to witness that. Returning to his usual self, he stood up in a hurry.
I'm sorry. Maybe I am a little tired after all.
Maybe you are.
I really am sorry.
Wanna eat?
Yeah.
Touya awkwardly reached for the soup bowl. The steam, which had become very thin, vaguely melted into the air. I'm pretty uncool. So uncool.
I'm pretty uncool, yeah.
Huh?
There's nothing about me for you to like.
Aww. Yeah, dummy. It's okay. You're just tired and hungry. You got a little hangry. It's okay. This poor guy. That's so cute. She's just patting his head. You idiot. You're exhausted. I tapped his head in a playful manner. Feeling this much guilt, it must have been difficult to keep going at it alone. So much so that he couldn't stand not doing anything. That he was afraid of things stagnating if he took a break. I don't want him to think he has to do this alone. It's too sad to try and take on everything by yourself. He's got Noel, Uru, and Ruzi as his allies. And he's also got me. If I can help him out clearly, then maybe his feelings will change.
This is pretty good.
Glad to hear it. I'm happy with even that impression. As I smile, he awkwardly smiles back at me, and it feels more genuine than it did back then.
Thanks.
You're welcome. There has to be something more I can do, not just for me, but for Touya as well. We won't be able to save anyone if we keep up the friendly enemies act. I felt this strongly as I looked at a person at their wits' end. With apologies to Touya for that. Keeping your horizons narrow won't fulfill any ambitions. You can't make your dreams come true alone, Touya. Internally, I decided to let go of all conflict with him. Dang! Alright, well, he won you over in a hurry. Even if I am called a traitor, I want to help this man before me, who has been pushed beyond his limits. Touya. I'm here besides you.
I'll do my best not to forget that.
I'd be happy if you would. Yes, you better not. We are allies, after all. So many times at night she comes back here and she's just like, I feel you, girl. I sit back in my chair and let my shoulders droop. It seems like I was pretty nervous without even realizing it. Touya said he was coming back to this room tonight, so I can't show him a tired face. As I turned, a bowl was gently placed upon the desk. White steam and a sweet smell soothed my feelings. If you will, I have brought Her Majesty your favorite sweet wine. Thanks. Are you tired? A little. Shall I go to the doctor and fetch a medicinal bath? Would you mind rubbing my shoulders? Yo! I wonder if that's the Uru thing. I imagine... Oh, gosh. Trying to see into the Matrix, because I'm like, is the yeah so that Ruzi, like, pops up? Or is it yeah so that Touya, like, pops in while Naala's in the middle of a bath and gets all flustered? You know, like, I'm trying to foresee the outcome of what this could be. You know what we have? We have an awesome function called a save file. So let's just do that real quick. For potential flustering. Okay, we didn't get like an up with Ruzi, so maybe things are gonna be okay. Yeah, if you don't mind. Understood. I shall bring it together with your change of clothes. Uru really is an honest kid. I gave a wry smile while he gave his always proper bow. I thought I would wait for Uru to return, but before I knew it, I felt drained of all my energy and became sleepy all at once. I began nodding off, and eventually I couldn't resist anymore. I can't. I'm too sleepy. Uru will probably scold me for this, but I decided that I'll listen to that tomorrow morning.